So, are you just stuck in the endless cycle of manual testing? Are you really tired of writing same test cases over and over again every time? Or if you are struggling to write the automation code, then this is the right video for you to watch. Hi everyone, this is Asutosh Kumar from QA Testing Lab. Today in this video, we are going to see 7 different amazing free AI tools that can help us become a better, smarter, faster, and more efficient tester. So without wasting any time, let's dive into tool number 1. So first tool is the test craft. So we are going to discuss different features of the test craft. First is the pick element. So we can easily select any UI element or any particular section of a web page and get the entire properties of all the associated elements by just clicking on this pick element button. This also eliminates the need of manually inspecting the elements and getting their properties. Okay. Second one is the generate the test ideas or the test cases. Once UI element or section of a web page is selected, then by just clicking on the generate test ideas button, it will generate the test cases for the selected area of the web page, either whether it's a positive case, negative case, or edge cases. Third one is the automate. So once the manual test cases gets generated, we can select the manual test cases and just click on the automate button and it will generate the automated test scripts for us. By default, it is going to generate the test scripts using Selenium framework and in uh, Python using Python programming language. Okay. Then the accessibility testing. So just by clicking on the check accessibility button, it will check the accessibility of UI components of the selected section of the web page to ensure compliance with WCAG standards. Let's see. So this is our testcraft web browser extension tool. Okay. By clicking on this pick element button, so element is picked. You just go here, say generate test ideas, and it will start generating the test cases for the selected section of the web page which we have selected. Now the test cases are generated. It has said success. Now click on these checkboxes for whichever scenarios you want to generate the automated test scripts. Okay. Just randomly I'm selecting anything. And also if you want to modify any of the test scenarios, you can easily modify using these buttons. Okay. Click on automate and now it is generating the automated test scripts for us for the selected scenarios. Okay. Done. Now, if you want to do the accessibility checks for the selected section of the web page, you can just click on that check accessibility button and see conformance level AA, triple A, no mechanics for the user to adjust text size, insufficient color contrast between text and background. So all these accessibility checks it is doing. Here is a settings button. If you click on this button, you can see different frameworks, Playwright, Cypress, or Selenium, different libraries basically. Okay, and these are the different languages in which the test can be generated. So by default it is selected as Python. If you want to select any other different programming language, you can just choose it and the test craft will generate the automated test scripts in that particular programming language. Okay. Now coming back to the advantages. So codeless or low code automation. So see, the codeless approach allows any type of users, whether it's a technical user or non-technical users or manual testers, to create automated tests without writing even a single line of code, which we have just seen. Okay. Second one is the faster test creation. So as tests are created automatically, This helps in speeding the whole QA testing process and helps overall team to keep up the pace with the delivery schedules or the delivery timelines. Third is the accessibility testing. So as we have seen, we can do accessibility testing checks with Testcraft, which helps team to ensure that their web applications are compliant with standards like WCAG. Integration with popular frameworks. Just we have seen that this can be integrated with popular frameworks like Selenium, Cypress, or Playwright, and it can generate the test cases in various languages like JavaScript, C Sharp, Python, TypeScript, etc. Beginner friendly. So it is very much user friendly and codeless in nature, which makes Testcraft a very good starting point for manual testers or any other non-technical team members. There are certain disadvantages also, which we are going to see just now. Limited customization. See, it is having a codeless approach, which is a very good starting point for a new novice user. But suppose there is an advanced tester, automation tester, who is having a very good experience in creating the framework, customizing the framework, then it will be a limitation for those kind of users who are having experience and they are not able to customize the uh, code in within the testcraft. Okay. Second one is the limited platform support. So testcraft primarily supports web applications, whereas it may not support different other platforms like mobile apps or desktop apps. Complex initial setup. So Testcraft can do API testing as well, but the initial setup and configuration is very, very complex for the users, and they need to require to manage their own API keys as well as the server infrastructure. Fourth is the lack of history. So, like suppose Testcraft does not have a feature of retaining previously generated test cases. Like suppose we have generated the test cases and we closes that web browser Chrome extension tool. Okay. Now, if we again relaunch it in the new session, it will not have that history, whatever test case it has generated in the last session. Okay. Last one is the maintenance and support. So Testcraft lacks the dedicated technical support and detailed documentation that commercial tool usually provides. Okay. Second tool is the Kusho AI. So Kusho AI is an AI-driven platform for automating web applications as well as API testing the APIs. Okay, so there are multiple plans for this Kusho AI. One of the plan is called freemium or developers plan, which we can use to learn and do some exploratory testing. So how we can do this? We need to first sign up, and once we are done with the sign up, there is a login page. Just do that login, and while after login we can opt for premium or developers plan. So just remember, just go for pre freemium or developers plan. For UI testing, it is having a different like Testcraft, it is having a different web browser Chrome browser extension that is called Kusho AI UI recorder. There are different key features like which we are going to discuss, like automated test generation. So Kusho AI generates comprehensive and ready to run test suites from the API specifications which we used to provide, like Open API or Postman collection or whatever curl commands we are going to provide it. It will generate a comprehensive test. Second one is the real-time synchronization. So Kusho AI automatically update the test suite as our code base evolves, and it ensures that test suite is completely aligned with the latest code changes. Okay. Third one is the CI/CD integration. So it seamlessly integrates with CI/CD pipeline. Fourth is the real-time analysis and reporting. So once test execution gets completed, then Kusho AI platform provides detailed report as well as insights for the for the analysis, which as a user we can do. Okay. Last one is the test coverage. So this tool Kusho AI claims to have somewhere around more than 95% of the test coverage. Okay, so in terms of test coverage also it claims that more than 95%. they are able to cover the tests. There are certain advantages for this AI powered test case generation. So Kusho AI can automatically generate test suites from the API specifications which we are providing. And it can also generate automated UI tests from the test recorder using, and it will record the user journeys or user interactions, whatever we are doing on the web page. So it will record all the user interactions on the web page. Codeless or low code approach. Second one. So Kusho uses a natural language prompts. What is natural language prompts? That is a in simple English language which is used to create and customize the test cases. Like we can write a scenario in human readable plain English language, like create an account using some data or dummy data, okay, and it will generate series of the manual test steps as well as the test data. Integration with popular frameworks like testcraft. Kusho can also be integrated with frameworks like Selenium, Cypress, or Playwright, and it also supports various languages like Node.js, Java, Python, C Sharp. Test coverage. So it is having a comprehensive test coverage. It mainly focuses on API and UI, where it can generate like test cases for wide range of scenarios, including the edge cases as well as the positive and negative tests. Then it is having real-time sync with the code changes. Kusho can automatically update the test suites when there is a code change. Okay, and which is called self-healing or auto upgrade, auto updating capability. This also reduces the maintenance burden. Like as a tester, we understand what is the maintenance burden, and it results. So it reduces overall maintenance burden and results in faster delivery. Then the last one is the effective debugging and the reporting. So this tool, Kusho AI, provides detailed reports with clear pass or fail indicators, HTTP status codes, or different failed assertions, which makes easier for the teams to find out the RCA. Now discuss some of the disadvantages. So limited scope mainly focuses on API and UI, and it does not support any other like mobile apps or desktop apps. Learning curve for advanced use, similarly, limited customization is there. It's very easy to write simple natural language prompts for basic tasks, but teams may need to invest time in learning how to craft clear and precise prompts. And it also like it is also a very complex task to configure the advanced settings where users can use all different features. Limited customization and flexibility. So QA teams will have very less control over the underlying code generated by Kusho AI and logic compared to traditional open source tools or open source code based framework like Cypress, Playwright, or Selenium. Cost for larger teams. Kusho offers a free plan, but to use it for larger teams, it may becomes costly. Where we are having endpoints and like multiple endpoints we are having and multiple users also we are having. Third one is the Testim, Testim.io. So Testim.io is an AI-powered test automation platform designed to help QA teams to create, run, and maintain automated tests for web, mobile, as well as Salesforce applications, not desktop, but Salesforce applications. And its primary goal is to make automation testing faster and more reliable and scalable in the long run. We can install the trial version. Once trial version gets over, it will get converted to the community plan, which will have the basic features for use. Okay, let's discuss some of the key features of testing. So AI powered smart locators and self-healing tests. So this is a very good advantage, I would say. Like testing uses a learning algorithm to identify and look an element on a web page. So if an element property changes, then the AI algorithm will identify the elements new location and prevents it from failing. Second one is the low code or no code. Um, QAs can record user journeys and flows and generate the automated tests without even writing a single line of code. This is we are seeing in the last two tools as well, Testcraft and Kusho AI. It also provides flexibility to technical testers to add custom code steps for more complex scenarios. So this is one of the advantage which we are not getting in the last past two tools. Okay, so here we can have the flexibility to customize the code. Third one is the testing copilot. So there is a testing copilot which uses generative AI. So testers can use natural language prompts. As we have discussed, what is natural language prompts? It is just a plain simple language, English language, to describe a test step, and testing copilot will automatically generate automated test scripts in JavaScript. Okay. Then it can also explain existing code and suggest fixes for any broken test. Okay. Cloud-based test execution. Tests can be run on wide variety of browsers and mobile devices in cloud, and it also allows teams to execute tests in parallel, which is very helpful when we want to execute more number of tests in very less time. It takes care of managing the test infrastructure as well. Okay. Next one is the seamless CI/CD integration. So a testing tool testing.io also integrates with popular CI/CD tools like Jenkins, GitLab, as well as different bug tracking tools like Jira, Trello, etc. And it allows teams to trigger tests with every code commit. Okay, test ops for scalability. It provides dashboard where like user will have visibility to the teams on their overall testing efforts. Okay. Let's discuss some of the advantages and disadvantages of the free tier. So AI powered test case generation, this is a very important advantage, I would say. Very they have included in the free tier plan. So free tier of testing provides access to its core differentiator, that is AI powered smart locators, which helps our team to experience the benefit of self-healing and auto updating the tests, resulting in the reduced maintenance. Second one is the low code or no code approach. So free tier also provides record and playback feature, which allows non-technical testers basically to generate the tests. So this is also a very good feature in the free plan. Third one is the centralized reporting and debugging. So free tier of testing provides a comprehensive dashboard and includes logs, screenshots, visual timelines of the test executions, which is helpful. Okay. Let's discuss some of the disadvantages. Okay, let's see these two. Below comes with paid plans, like where we will have minimal setup and infrastructure. So if we are going to take the paid plans, then we'll have a very minimal setup and infrastructure involved. Seamless integration, it can get integrated with different CI/CD tools or bug tracking tools, as we discussed in the features. Then discuss some of the disadvantages. No or limited customization. So free tier does not give access to users to modify or extend the core code of the platform, which is I would say a significant disadvantage. Limited test runs and parallel executions. So it provides low limit on the number of test runs per month for the free plan, and provides almost little to no parallel test execution. So in the free plan, we will be not getting the feature of running the tests in parallel. No or very less community support, I would say. Free tier of testing is limited to basic documentation and basic support model, where we have large and whereas we have very large and vast community of open source tools like Selenium, Playwright, and Cypress. So if you compare in this way, in the community support, it will have a very less community support. Uh, Next one is the code migration. So migrating a test suite from testing tool to another tool can be time consuming and a very difficult or complex task to complete from end to end perspective, I would say. Next one is the test rigor. So test trigger is an AI powered codeless test automation tool which operates on commercial SaaS model but also offers a free public tier with limited features. So this is also an important tool in the market, I would say, and we should start using test trigger. So there are different key features. First is the plain English command. So users like we can write tests using simple free flowing English commands or natural language prompts. Okay, like suppose we have given an example like enter value in username field, enter value in password field, click on login button. So once after writing these three, test figure will write the code and identify the elements based on their names. So suppose tomorrow if a developer changes any attribute of the element, then it does not impact the test and it will not fail. So test trigger can locate elements based on three different characteristics. First is the display name, like login button, login is the name. So it will identify that particular element based upon that display name. Second is the UI position or any other context. So what is the position of that particular element? Image recognition, test trigger supports image recognition as well. So click on image and mention the name of the image and it will be easily able to identify uh, that particular image while doing the test execution or generating the test code. Second one is the test recorder. So test recorder, the name of test triggers test recorder is test triggers test case recorder. So if you search in Chrome extension, Chrome store, test triggers test case recorder, you will get it and you just need to install and start recording the sessions. So for web applications, test trigger offers a Chrome extension which we are discussing and generates test steps in plain English. Once created uses and once it is created, users can edit and refine the tests. uh, Third point is the generative AI for test cases. So test rigor uses gen AI, generative AI, to create test scripts from a plain English command. Fourth one is the self healing. So it basically identifies the elements based upon like three different properties: name, position, or image recognition. So it automatically handles the changes if any attribute gets changed in the maintenance period. Comprehensive testing support. It supports web, mobile, and desktop apps. It supports API testing. It supports email, SMS, and phone call testing for scenarios like two-factor authentication. It supports cross-browser and cross-platform testing. It supports visual testing. So it is having a vast, comprehensive support uh, feature, I would say, offering. Then integration with other tools. So it will be able to, like, it can get integrated with a modern DevOps pipeline like CI/CD. If you talk about CI/CD, so it can get integrated with Jenkins, GitLab, Azure DevOps, etc. It can get integrated with various test management tools like TestRail, Jira, etc., or even a bug tracking tool like Jira or Trello, etc. Okay. Advanced test operations. So test trigger provides a centralized dashboard where we can manage and schedule our overall test executions, and it also gives the insights on the overall test coverage. So it provides features like reusable steps, global variables, and data sets. Okay, let's look at some of the advantages and disadvantages of the test tier, free tier for test trigger. So first is the AI powered codeless automation. So test trigger allows users to write tests in plain English language, which is very user for non-technical users. Second one is the self-healing test. It does not rely on locators. Instead, it identifies the element by their name, location, etc. Third one is the generative AI for test creation. So free tier gives access to test trigger generative AI features, which is very, very important, and can automatically create test cases from a high level description of a feature. Okay. Testing capabilities. So it supports web, mobile, and API testing, which allows to test wide range of applications. Uh, then we have the reusability. So we can group our common test steps into reusables, which helps in improving the efficiency and maintainability. So if we have created a reusable, we can easily reuse it in for some other test as well. Okay, now let's look at some of the disadvantages. So first is the public visibility. This is, I would say, very big disadvantage test is having. Now suppose if we are using a free tier plan, so whatever the test we have created or test data we have created and the test results in the free tier plan, that will be publicly visible, which is a major drawback and makes free tier unsuitable for testing any application which is having sensitive information. So please be careful while using test trigger. Just make sure that it is your tests or application is not having a sensitive information. Then only I would suggest to go for free tier plan with test trigger. Limited parallel execution. So free tier is limited to a single parallel test execution, which means we can only run one test at a time. Customer support, it's very limited customer support, mainly through open forums like Stack Overflow or Google or any other like community. If you find on LinkedIn, then they might provide the customer support. Limited browser or OS support. So free tier is limited to testing on only on Linux Chrome browser, not on Mac or Windows browsers. Okay. Paid plans are required for Mac and Windows for or other browsers or for native mobile or desktop apps as well. Next tool is the Windsurf. So Windsurf is basically a code editor, an IDE, which is being used mostly by the developers and not by the QA person. But a QA person can also use it, and it is little bit complex, I would say, or mainly for advanced testers, I would say, that we can use it, where we can write our code, debug our code, and maintain our complete project code. And it is free for single user. So just be mindful of this. There are certain key features which we are going to discuss now. Let's discuss certain key features. First is the AI driven test generation. So Windsurf AI can analyze the project database and automatically generate a high percentage of unit as well as integration tests. So as I said, it is mainly for developers. So it can generate the unit and integration tests. But a advanced tester who is going to write the unit test, API tests, they can easily use this feature from Windsurf. Increased test coverage, like it is generating the test for unit level as well as the integration level, so it is having a increased test coverage. Code review and quality checks. So Windsurf's AI acts as a reviewer and keeps providing continuous feedback on code quality, and also on the coding standard, find bugs early and provide actionable insights by reviewing the code. Fourth one is the automated debugging and troubleshooting. So Windsurf assists QA team in finding the RCA when any test fails. It can analyze error logs or suggest fixes in a real time. We can use integrated terminal command, like this is within the Windsurf, which allows to interact with terminal using plain English language, and this is very important feature. Like rather than using any syntax, we can just write plain English language to interact with the terminals. Then multi-file editing. So there is a feature within the Windsurf that is called Cascade, okay, which is designed to understand the entire code base, and it provides view of the project structure, their dependencies, and the relationships between files, which helps in easily identifying the um, impact of the any type of code changes. Let's discuss some of the advantages. So faster test script generation. Windsurf, Windsurf generates code from natural language prompts, where we can create unit tests, integration tests, as well as API tests. Okay. Multi-file and cross-project test creation. So Cascade, which is agentic in nature, understands the entire code base. Okay, and WinServe can generate test cases that spans in multiple files and ensures consistency as well as accuracy across the complete project. Automated debugging and code fixing. So whenever a test fails, AI can analyze the test logs. It will identify the RCA and even suggest and apply the code changes. So it is a very important feature, whether either for a developer or for a pure person who is using this tool. Next one is the integration. So WinSurf integrates into existing IDs like Visual Studio Code or any other code editor and having capability to interact with their terminals as well. So this is a very important feature. Okay, it can easily get integrated with any ID which we are using other than WinSurf, and it can interact with their terminal. This allows QA team to seamlessly integrate its capabilities into their current automation framework or current automation tool, whichever they are using. Let's look at some of the disadvantages. It's as I said, it's not a dedicated QA tool. So it lacks the features that are essential for any QA team like test case management, reporting, detailed test execution history, or integration with any bug tracking tools or test management tools. Credit or token system limitations. So WinSurf's advanced features can consume credits or tokens quickly. So be careful of this. Learning curve for effective prompting. So users should know how to write very clear, specific, and detailed prompts. So here is a learning curve for it. Then the fourth one is the lack of business facing features. So this tool is not friendly for non-technical users. Final and last two tools which are very similar, and that is the reason I'm covering in the same slide. So let's go back to the last slide. ChatGPT and Gemini. So let's discuss some of the features or advantage, I would say, which ChatGPT and Gemini provides. So first is the test case generation. So we can just provide requirements or user stories or acceptance criteria and ask ChatGPT or Gemini to generate manual as well as the automated tests. I am sure that many of you have already tried this. If you have not tried, go and try it. Okay. Example, like suppose take an example, we can ask to generate automated test script for a login page with email password and remember me checkbox. So it will generate a generic automation test script in whichever language you are asking for to generate the test to ChatGPT and Gemini. Second point is the test data generation. So test data creation or generation, we can use ChatGPT or Gemini to generate these test data. Like suppose if we want to generate valid email IDs, ask to ChatGPT or Gemini. If you want to generate invalid email IDs, valid usernames or passwords with certain combinations, ask ChatGPT or Gemini. It will generate it for us. Edge cases. So data for edge cases, empty fields, special characters, long string, all these kind of stuff. These two tools can generate API payloads with different boundary values. Can also be generated via Gemini or ChatGPT. Bug report. So we can draft a bug report. So give Gemini or ChatGPT a bug description in any form and let it refine it into a professional bug report. It will have summary of the bug. It will have steps to reproduce the bug. It will have the expected as well as the actual results. So all these can be generated within the Gemini and ChatGPT. Then we have the automated code snippets. So automated code snippets, these tools can easily generate the code snippets for Selenium, Playwright, Cypress, REST API, any sort of tool or programming language. Next is the test strategy and the test plan. So we can draft a test strategy, test plan by ourselves or any QA process documents and ask these tools to improve or structure them. Reviewing the test coverage. So we can provide our test cases to ChatGPT or Gemini and ask for missing scenarios. Like in case if any scenarios are missed, it can suggest that these are the scenarios which we can include. Exploratory test ideas. So ChatGPT or Gemini can suggest exploratory testing ideas for any domain specific applications. Like suppose if we are testing any commercial web application, or if we are testing any um, uh, e-learning application, then it will suggest different exploratory test scenarios or test ideas, what can be tested, what on which device that can be tested, those sort of thing. So we can just learn it and try to implement it in our test framework. Okay. Then the API testing. So Gemini and ChatGPT can generate the curl commands, Postman test scripts. Like it will generate the raw JSON file which we can take to Postman and create a collection. Okay. And it can generate the assertions for response validation as well. The other point is regression test optimization. So we can provide all the test cases and ask to prioritize for the critical paths. So whenever we are having a release cycle and we are having very less time, so just uh, provide all the test cases whatever we are having, and give the tool instruction or prompt, mention in the prompt that please prioritize these test cases for our regression test cycle, and these are the critical areas, these are the mm, not critical areas. So based upon those inputs it will refine and create do the regression test optimization. Learning and upskilling also we can do, and it can help us in learning QA concepts, sample automation frameworks, debugging the code snippets. All these things we can learn from ChatGPT or Gemini. So I would suggest go through these key features of all these tools, advantages and disadvantages of all these tools, and try to implement it in your project. And if you are having any questions, just put it in the comment section and I would be happy to answer it. Let's catch up for the next video in some time. Till that time, bye and take care. Happy learning. Thank you.